What's up, potato chips? This is your girl, Jerry Nicole, your favorite couch potato, and I'm coming at you guys with another review for NBC's Good Girls, Season 1, Episode 5, entitled Taking Care of Business. Happy Hump Day. Let's jump right on into this review. Now, remember last week, we ended with Agent Turner at the door. Now Agent Turner is in the house. So he's asking Dean and Beth if there's been any suspicious activity, if they've noticed anything weird, like people that don't belong in the neighborhood being in the neighborhood. Now, for a little minute, I'm thinking that Dean is going to mention Rio showing up at Kenny's birthday party. But thank God he doesn't. He says something about the neighbor and putting the dog poop in other people's trash bins. Like, who gives a shit? You know how much trash I throw in other people's trash when I'm outside doing stuff? If I see a trash can, I just throw stuff in it. But you know, Beth is seriously nervous. She don't know what to do. So of course she calls the girls and they go over to Ruby's house. And they're discussing the FBI and how that's complicating things. Now Beth is like, I don't want to do this. We shouldn't do it right now because the FBI is all involved. And Annie's like, look, I just got this fancy lawyer, and 15 minutes on the phone with her cost me $800. We doing this. And Beth says, well, do you know how much a criminal lawyer is going to cost? Annie don't care. She needs this money and she needs it now. Annie is now preparing to send Sadie to Hawaii with her dad and Nancy, the dad's girlfriend. Y'all notice that Sadie is more of the adult than Annie is, because Sadie tells her mom, make sure that you eat more than mac and cheese and that you set the alarm so that you're not late for work. And I think Annie says she's a self-sufficient adult. She's going to be all right. And Sadie tells her, I know how you are when I'm not around. Now Beth is in the parking lot putting groceries in her car when another parent stops her and asks her to do some volunteer work at the school for a fundraiser or something. She's like, nah, I can't do it. I got other things to do. Now the mom notices all these bullet holes in the back of the van. Because remember, other dude that got shot borrowed the van and there was probably some shooting and that's why there's bullet holes all in the van. But she says, nah, that was Kenny. We got him a BB gun. Then all of a sudden, from the side of the van, you see one of Rio's dudes come up and put this big bag into the trunk of Beth's van. Now, Annie and Ruby have also got their money. Beth is still real nervous. So now she calls Rio to let Rio know the FBI is asking about you and I don't think we should do this. But he pretty much tells the girls, this ain't the Girl Scouts. You can't give the cookies back. We got a distribution system. You're on the hook now for this $100,000. I don't really care if y'all don't wash the money. You can eat the money. You can burn the money. You can wipe your ass with the money. But when I come to collect, y'all better have something for me. They got to put together a plan. Beth uses her old Black Friday maps to show the new system of the stores that they are going to hit and where to go in each store to get the big ticket item. She's even got a plan for the money. The fake money gets a green rubber band and the real money gets a red rubber band. You know, I could really see Beth being a queen pin once she gets over all this nervousness, because when she starts thinking of stuff and putting plans into action, she's really, really good. Now we hit the store and we get a split screen. We watch Beth buying up new appliances and Ruby is making returns. Beth's total for her appliances come up to about $4,000. So she pulls out the stacks of her money. She gives it to the cashier. The cashier pulls out this massive machine. And Beth is like, what is this? And the lady goes, we use this to check our large bill. And Beth is like, y'all don't use the little pen thingy? And the cashier was like, nah, that really doesn't work. So now she's nervous. She's scared. She's fidgeting. She tells the cashier, you know, I'll just come back. I got things to do. By then, the lady done already put the money in the machine. Ruby's making her returns, and she's coming up with this big elaborate backstory on why she has to return all of this stuff. You could tell that the guy at the return counter don't care. But all of a sudden, he calls over his manager. And Ruby's like, well, is there a problem? But needless to say, both the girls get out their situations just fine. Beth was able to make purchases with the fake money. Ruby was able to return her purchases and get real money. Annie decides that it's time to buy her stuff. So she decides that she's going to spend 20 G's on 4 4K TVs. There's a sales associate at the electronics store named Ryan who was really trying to shoot his shot with Annie, and he's trying entirely too damn hard. He offers to do a home install for her. She declines. But then he writes his number on the back of the receipt and says he'll come give her the in-home hookup. Now, as this scene is playing out, I'm already thinking to myself, Annie gonna find a way to fuck this up. Because she always finds a way to fuck something up. This girl don't never use her brain. Now, we go back to Ruby's house, and she's putting her money away in the closet in this decorative box, and all of a sudden, Stan asks her, you know, how's working the double shifts going? She's like, it's cool. They talk about Sarah and her dance recital, and then Stan notices that Ruby's not wearing her uniform. So she tells him, look, I just left it at work. It's covered with ketchup and frustration. She's doing really well at keeping the lies separate, and Stan has no clue that she... Now back at Annie's house, she is lonely, and she's enjoying some ice cream. She's missing Sadie. So she decides to call Sadie, and then she feels guilty, so she hangs up. And then all of a sudden in the background, that old good old 90s jam come on. Salt and pepper's none of your business. If I want to take a guy home with me tonight, it's none of your business. And if she want to be a freak and sell it on the weekend, it's none of your business. And then she looks at her total Rex and tells Rex not to judge her. So she decides to pull out Brian's number for the booty call. So of course he comes over. They do the thing. He gets up and says, oh, I'm just going to get a glass of water. Now he got up to leave. Once Annie realizes that he gets up to leave, she looks over at the table, and Brian then took the receipt in which he wrote his number on. I figured he took the receipt because he don't want her calling. Now she's got a problem. So of course she's got to call her sister and Ruby to figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to get the receipt back. And y'all know Beth, she can solve a problem in a heartbeat. So she pretty much tells the girls, look, I met this dude, I was feeling lonely, and he took the receipts. And you know, you can't return anything to the store for cash without a receipt. And they not finna mess with Rio. Side note, they're trying to remember what his name was. And did you guys see Ruby's face when Annie was like, his name is Rio? And she was like, oh, it is. Still waiting on them to sleep together. It's gonna happen. So the girls go to the electronics store where he works, and you know, they're trying to get some information about who he is, and they can't. All of a sudden, Beth takes a clipboard. She walks over to this lady named Rita, and she's like, look, I need an inventory list. Mark wants it now because there's about to be some serious layoffs. They end up with Brian's home address. I'm telling you, Beth is really good at lying. I think lying is her superpower. But anyway, they go over to Brian's house. Come to find out, Brian is married, and he done threw away the receipt. The girls got to figure out how they gonna get the receipt. So now we go dumpster diving. They're in the dumpster trying to find the receipt. Beth finds the receipt, so everything is all good. Now the next morning, Beth is getting ready to take the kids, I think it's a hockey game. And she's covered up the bullet holes in the back of the car with some stickers. Cute idea. But all of a sudden, here comes Agent Turner. And Agent Turner is like, is your husband home? Beth was like, nah, he's at work. Is there a break in the case? And he's like, no. But then he goes, you know what? I really want to talk to you. Pulls out a picture of Rio and says, do you know him? She's like, no, I don't know him. well, isn't this your house? She's like, yeah. Well, from the looks of things, it looks like he's coming out of your house. She goes, look, can we discuss this later? I can't do this in front of my kids. He goes, all right, come by my office today. Now, Ruby is at Sarah's dance recital, and she's getting ready. All of a sudden, she walks out the bathroom, and she notices that Sarah has collapsed on the floor. So they got to rush Sarah to the hospital. Her kidneys have failed. She stopped taking the medicine because she thought she felt better. Her parents pretty much told her that's not how medicine works. You have to take the medicine. Beth goes to give Rio his $100K, and she asked him, how am I going to handle the FBI? They have a picture of you. He said, that ain't nothing special. I'm on Facebook too. And I must have cracked up. I love him. He's so nonchalant. He's hilarious. He's like, he pretty much tells her, if the FBI ain't on your radar in this line of business, then you're not making big moves. She was like, well, I don't want to be noticed. What am I going to tell him? He goes, tell him I'm hitting it. She was like, what? He was like, sorry, sweetheart. Tell him that we're making love. And then he tells her, I don't know, you'll figure it out, but whatever you do, make me sound good. We go back over to the hospital, and the girls are there to support Ruby. Beth and Annie give Ruby this big Krispy Kreme box, and she goes, oh, so this is donuts. Or these better be donuts. She opens up the box, and they've given her their cut of the money, all of it. And she's like, well, this is not donuts. They were like, look, just handle your business. Don't worry about anything else. Take care of Sarah. I love the fact that these girls are ride or die for one another. If one of the girls is in trouble, they're all there. You mess with one of them, you mess with all of them. Now let's get to this meeting with Beth goes to see Agent Turner, and she tells him, look, I had an affair, and I didn't want my husband or my kids to know. He's grilling her and asking her all these questions on where they met, how they met, what kind of car they drive, because he doesn't release the true story. So then she comes up with an elaborate story on what happened. She's like, look, my husband cheated on me, so I decided that I was going to get my revenge. So I met this guy. He took me back to the house. Once I realized what I was doing was wrong, he kissed me. He pulled my panties down. He put me on the table, and we did it. And if you want to know what my kids had for breakfast, they had blueberry pancakes. And Agent Turner tells her, just be careful on who you bring into your house. And she says, I'm stronger than what you think. And that's how the episode ends. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do you think that at some point Beth is going to end up taking over the counterfeit business? Think her and Dean are going to stay together? And do you think that Annie is going to really, really fuck this up for them, or is she going to hold them down? Let me know in the comments so we can discuss. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, love, peace, and potato chip grease.